All right. So this is the Narva round that we lost. Well, we lost badly, I'd say. You should have access to move around. You can just move around your lodge here and tell us where you went first.
Yeah. So yeah, we lost by 90 tickets, I believe. I think.
Yeah.
But also they capped Foundry in the last minute, so they gained 50. So, but yeah, we lost badly. My initial thought, am I good to go, or are you going to say anything?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my initial thought was, because you were doing the backups, that I will go for Uru Village, for it's important for us to hold. So I took my Lodge around here on Uru Village.
Yeah.
And I placed the fob, and in hindsight I also see that maybe I should place the fob more into the city. But in my experience on Narva, people tend to rush on the west side, Alogi as well. So my plan was to counter that before they managed to get a foothold on Oru. So I also sent Bravo to the west side.
Send him around here.
Yeah.
I took my Logi to this place here, I think.
Yeah, that's correct.
And I put up a backup hab here, sort of. Something like that. And then I sent my fire team. One of them went. They were supposed to go and help you on Ora Village, but they encountered enemies, and we later realized that the enemy had a hab here.
Yeah, accurate.
So we were. I took actually my entire squad up here to attack this hab, because this was an early enemy hab and it was a big problem for these flags. So I just told them to go up there and try to attack it. But there were so many enemies spawning here and we couldn't make progress. So we got stuck in a big firefight here for quite a while. I don't know what happened with you on this flag in the start.
Yeah, well, how do I place the helmet marks so I can place my fire teams as well?
There's icon tab in the top right corner. It says squad, and then there's a lot of icons you can place.
Yeah, I see it. Oh shit, that was sorry.
You'll get the hang of it.
That was sorry. I have to green. Yeah, so I placed mine on the north side. I stayed with one guy on the south side, I think, just to make sure they didn't rush us. But we also saw, when you saw the hab, that I had to put Charlie on the east side to counter them from pushing us from that hab.
Yeah.
But initially we didn't have too much problem with hold, or the problem was when they started to get out of the firefight with you. They managed to push enemies around to the west instead.
Yeah.
So they pushed in like it's a hard place to push, but they managed to push quite some enemies over there. And I also think they managed to get a hab on the north side as well.
Yeah. I think the 3rd infantry squad, that was Captain Eagle. He was going far up here with the Logi to the north.
Yeah, and that was kind of the problem as well, because we had Eagle, which is a great SL, and we also had 2 other infantry squads, I believe. but they got stuck in the loop of getting that hab that you were working on as well. So like for the majority of the game, I only had my team on Noru Village.
Yeah.
When the rest was searching for fobs, you know.
Was there a second hab up here?
Yeah, I believe so. They got a second hab later on. I think Eagle got it, but it was way too late. He took it down when they were capping or placed the hab on Foundry, so it was way too late.
Yeah.
You can also hear him in the video you posted on YouTube that he was telling us that he took it down, but you also told him it's too late because we're losing Foundry now.
Yeah.
I think the way we play it's really effective when the map is big and you have a lot of room to run around, flank around. It's easy, but the tighter the map becomes it's easier for us. If you send a fire team to flank, you will get easily overrun its enemies overall. You know.
Yeah. I think I got firsthand presentation of that this round, because when I realized that we couldn't win this firefight, we were just struggling with this hab for so long, I told them to fall back and move on flank here. And then when these guys were flanking around to go for this hab, they found another hab that was around there somewhere. So I had this one fire team busy with this hab for a little while, and I didn't have my squad attack this or put any pressure on this hab at all. And that's probably why they could push in from this side onto Aura Village.
Yeah.
And I took another fire team with the Logi, and we went far up here. Plan was to flank around and get a hab here, so we can flank this enemy hab. That was the plan. However, when I drove Logi around here, I got shot out of the truck by some random lat guy. He probably spawned on this hab that we didn't know about when I passed through. So I lost a little bit of time here because I had to get the Logi all the way back by a squad member and then spawn main and go back here again and get a fob going. So it took a lot of time. And then I told the Logi driver to go north here to hide the truck, and he finds another hab right there.
Yeah, I remember.
And I think my biggest mistake here is that I send my whole squad to destroy this hab, which is a really big mistake because this hab is way out of play. It doesn't really matter. It just, I guess, I mean, it's 20 tickets, but it doesn't matter in this case because this enemy hab here is way more important.
Yeah.
So I wasted a lot of time there. I think that's a big reason why we lost. And then your hab on Or Village was overrun eventually, right?
Yeah, it does. And I also see I also tried that. I did mention that in the beginning, but I tried to get a backup hab on the west side. I will take the Logi.
Or is around there? The power plant area.
Yeah, around here. I tried to get the hab up there so we could get, but it's too late in the game, you know. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have moved my Logi there. It got stuck there as well because it was way too late. Yeah, it was too hard for me. We should have pushed one on the south side of Foundry, maybe. That would be a better thing for us. But you know, it's hard with the hab on Oru and the one you put east of Foundry as well. There wasn't much room to place the radio. I think we had to place it on almost at the dam there where you're holding.
Damn.
Can we place fob creation marks, or isn't it possible?
See here. I think it's 400. Something like that. So yeah, it is quite big.
Yeah. So I didn't find a room for the backup radio, because I always like to have a backup hub for us.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to push from your hub to Foundry, you have to cross the road, and it's a difficult place to cross if the enemies are holding on Foundry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the main reason we lost our village was because of armor as well. We had MBT and the Bradley was doing an amazing job. They were on our village and holding us, pinning us down.
Mm.
And we had Squad 7 come in as a friendly armor, but he was he was pretty good. So he just drove right past the MBT and got killed. Even though I was mentioning where he was looking and along the way, but he didn't. Yeah. So yeah, it was a difficult round, but in my side it was difficult because there was no one else on, or we didn't have backup from other squads, and but that's on me as well, because I hear in your video that I don't mention this before we have. I think we are losing Foundry. I should have told everyone earlier on in the game that we have a problem to hold our village.
Sorry for interrupting, but Matt is almost live, and we need your custom map vote, right?
Okay. What's the player count, Gamix?
40 players, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll finish up here. Yeah, I think we got unlucky with this this radio was kind of we couldn't get a fob on Foundry with this one. It was kind of blocking off the whole area.
Yeah, I think actually when we play as two squads, we have to talk more to each other because we are really good to talk with the fire team and our own squad, but we need to keep up the communication within you and me in the beginning, so we decide what to do. You know, we have you, me, and the Eagle. We should win this game. It should be almost impossible for the enemy to beat us. So
I agree.
So I think the communication here is really important, that we communicate our plan and we decide to do what. And yeah.
Yeah. If I was to do this over again, I would have just kept pushing this hab. Even with like no flanking, just kept attacking this hab until it's destroyed, because taking all this time to flank around is just too risky. And
on Narva as well, because it's so small, things go faster than on Yarvik or Gordok. It takes time, you know, for the enemy to cap a point, but on Narva they can just rush village, get it, the next one, it goes so fast, you know.
Yeah.
And on my part as well, I think to hold Foundry, maybe get a better hab on Foundry that we can decide together to attack village after we have taken care of their hab there maybe.
Yeah.
I like this. This is my first
yeah, we done this couple of times earlier. It's been a while since the last time. We used to do it a lot more, like a year ago.
Yeah, probably because you learn a lot, you know, and that's how you get better to talk about
exactly. Yeah, we should do it more often. All right, I'm gonna focus on Matt.